Hello, and welcome to the Church of Fuck You. I'm St. Patrick. Somebody recently asked me, have I ever done a video or, created a video on why I became an atheist? I haven't, so I decided, hey, what the hell, let's do one. So, this is my story of why I became an atheist. Beginning, actually, it's really funny. The beginning of it is that I was a strong Christian, like an extremely devout Christian. I believed in the Bible. I believed in God. I went to church. I did everything that I thought a Christian was supposed to do. I think one of my downfalls, probably the beginning of it, is that I actually believed the Bible. Like, I believed what the Bible said. I tried to do everything that the Bible said. I tried to follow it to the letter of the law. Now, I knew it was impossible because there was so many rules and shit that's in there. But I tried to, believe and follow what the book said, like verbatim. I mean, just whatever it said, I was going to try to do. And I think that's probably, like I say, the main downfall that I had, because pretty much it's 2 or 3 different things that kind of started my spiral towards being an atheist. The main one, I feel like the biggest one that started my spiral was that it was just me. And I kind of realized that at a really bad moment or a bad time in my life, that it was just me. Pretty much, it was all hell broke loose in my life. It was a lot going on. And as, a Christian was supposed to do, I'm waiting on God to move on my behalf and help me. But it came in a place and point in time where I realized that the only way I'm getting out of my situation is by me getting myself out of the situation. If I wanted to do anything, if I wanted anything to happen, if I wanted my life to change, I had to make the change. I had to do it. Prayer didn't work. Church didn't work. Reading the Bible for answers didn't work. I mean, none of that shit worked for me at all. The only thing that I could do was to get myself up, get myself on my feet, work 2 jobs, bust my ass, and to get myself out of that bad situation. So that's what I did. Even after I, got out of the situation and my life started to change and everything started to get, it was still crazy, but a little bit better. I was still technically a Christian. I still believed in a God. I just didn't believe God would, do anything for you, but I still believed in a God. Probably because that's how I was raised, that's how I was brought up. So, like, for a lot of people, it's hard to just, throw your faith away completely, because if that's what you believed all your life, it's kind of hard just to do away with it. The main thing another main thing, a big thing that really brought me out of the whole religious aspect, was that I just started to look at the world and like everything that was going on in the world, everything that was just like crazy, children dying, children getting raped, and all this crazy shit that was going on. Still going on to this day. I started to learn about the history of religion. I started to learn about the history of Christianity. I started to learn about, all the wars and the people who died in the name of a god or a particular religion. And it just started to, I don't know if I had a moment of clarity or what do you want to call it, but it just struck me as there is no way in hell there could be a God in charge of all this mayhem, because it just didn't make sense. You have people dying and killing in his name, whatever his or her name, whoever you want to worship. People are doing these horrible and horrendous things, and he, supposedly he is all powerful. He's all knowing. He's, he knows what you're going to do, and he has the ability to stop it. And he or she just doesn't. It's like they don't give a shit if they exist, which I don't believe they do, obviously. If they exist, they don't give a shit. It's like they allow it to happen. And I think, to me, that struck a really hard blow within me for any religion or any faith that I had, is that you have the power to stop this insanity, you just don't. And I know people will twist it and say, or it's Satan, or it's a test, or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, when you cut all the bullshit aside, there is a being, or whatever, that some people believe, that has a power to stop this insanity, but just chooses not to, because it's some kind of sick fucking game to see who can earn the privilege to go worship at his feet for eternity. And to me, if he does exist, he's not worthy of praise and worship. Fuck that. Truthfully, just in my honest personal opinion, fuck that and fuck him. if he exists. Like I said, I don't believe he exists. I know there's some people out there who do it. I'm not trying to shit on your religion. I'm just trying to tell you my story as far as why I became an atheist. If there's anybody in charge of this world, then fuck them, because they're doing a shit job. They're just flat out honest. They're just doing a shit job. And to me, they don't care. So if they don't care, what the fuck am I spending my time worrying about them for? The last thing I think like really just pushed it over the edge, or was like the icing on the cake, was honestly Christian themselves. I mean, religious people themselves, exactly like the shit that they do. How, you know, in my life, Christians have been the biggest hypocrites I have ever come across, ever. I mean, they will say one thing, do another. They will, you know, spit on you and talk about the love of God or the love of Christ or whatever. I mean, they're just really horrible fucking people. And to me, again, if there's a God that exists, how can you let these people represent you and act like this? Like, seriously? Like, I mean, I don't know. To me, it makes no sense. And I guess that's the problem with when it comes to religion. It's just logically, it's illogical. So, I mean, it's not supposed to make sense. You're just supposed to accept it and move on with life. But I guess I just got tired of accepting bullshit. And that's my story. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is St. Patrick. I'll see you later.